Ever feel like you're just drowning in information trying to figure out what actually matters?
And like you need a filter, right?
Exactly. That's what we aim to do here. Take a specific source, dive deep, and pull out the core insights for you.
And today, our focus is something pretty stylish. The 2025 Vespa 946 Snake Scooter.
That's the one. We're working from an article called 2025 Vespa 946 Snake, the epitome of style and innovation, written by KR and Gruby, dated April 22nd, 2025.
A very recent piece.
Yep. So our mission today, to really get under the skin of this scooter. We're talking design, tech, performance, where it fits in the market, the whole package.
We want to understand what makes it tick, right? This blend of luxury, innovation, and just plain city transport.
Okay, let's jump right in. This snake name, the article mentions sinuous elegance of a serpent as inspiration. What does that actually look like on the scooter itself?
Well, it seems it's more than just a paint job. The article talks about shimmering metallic paint, which suggests it probably catches the light in an interesting way, maybe changes color slightly. And then there's intricate snake scale detailing.
So like a texture.
Exactly. Probably a subtle texture on the bodywork itself.
Yeah.
It's about creating something visually and maybe even tactilely unique.
And they really push the premium materials angle too.
Oh, absolutely. Chrome accents are mentioned, for that classic shiny look. And hand-stitched leather seating.
That sounds fancy.
It does. It suggests real craftsmanship, not just mass production. Plus, high-gloss finishes everywhere. It sounds like they haven't cut corners on the look and feel.
And it's not just any Vespa 946, is it? It's a limited edition model. Why is that detail so important here?
Well, scarcity creates desire, doesn't it? Making it limited edition immediately elevates it. It's not just a scooter anymore. It becomes a potential collector's item.
Right, like owning a piece of art you can ride.
Precisely. It appeals to people who want something exclusive, something that stands out dramatically from the crowd.
Okay, so the aesthetics are clearly a huge part of the story. Let's peek under the hood, so to speak. The article talks about the advanced iGet engine technology, a 125cc unit.
Yeah, the iGet engine, the article emphasizes its smoothness and efficiency. So probably good power delivery for city riding, not too jerky.
And fuel injection is mentioned. What's the benefit there for the average rider?
It generally means better throttle response compared to older carburetors. Yeah. More precise fuel delivery, which helps with smooth acceleration and also reduces emissions. Cleaner running.
Smoother and cleaner, good for city life. Now, this start and stop system, that sounds like something from cars. How's it work here?
It's the same idea, basically. When you stop completely, like at a traffic light, the engine automatically cuts out after a few seconds.
It's fuel.
Exactly. Saves fuel, reduces emissions while you're just sitting there, and makes things quieter, too. Then as soon as you twist the throttle again, boom, it restarts instantly.
Clever. Makes stop-start traffic a bit less annoying, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. And the article does mention the engine's overall quiet operation, contributing to a more peaceful ride.
So style and some eco-consciousness. What about the actual power? The article gives specific numbers.
Right. It states 12 horsepower at 8,750 RPM.
Okay.
And 10.3 newton meters of torque at 7,500 RPM.
For those of us who don't live and breathe spec sheets, what does that translate to in, like, real-world riding? Is it quick?
Quick might be relative. 12 horsepower isn't huge. It suggests it's designed for, comfortable city commuting. Getting away from lights, okay. Navigating traffic.
But probably not winning many drag races.
Definitely not. It's built for efficiency and smoothness in town, not really for high-speed open roads. Think urban agility over outright power.
Got it. So perfect for its intended environment. Let's move on to the cutting-edge technology. What kind of modern gadgets does it have?
Well, first off, a digital instrument cluster.
Yeah.
So no old-school analog dials, likely a clean, modern screen.
Standard stuff these days, maybe? Sort of. But the article also mentions it provides real-time information such as navigation directions. That suggests a more advanced display.
Ah, so GPS integration.
Seems like it, yeah. Or at least the capability to display directions from a connected phone. Which leads to the next point. Smartphone connectivity.
Okay, so Bluetooth pairing?
Presumably. Allowing access to music, handling calls, and like we said, getting GPS prompts right there on the dashboard. All about convenience, keeping your phone tucked away.
Makes sense. And security. Scooters can be targets in cities.
Good point. The article highlights an integrated anti-theft immobilizer.
How does that work?
Basically, the scooter won't start without the correctly coded key. It adds a significant layer of electronic security against theft. a really valuable feature in an urban setting.
Definitely good for peace of mind, especially with a pricey machine like this. Okay,
Mhm.
shifting focus. What about the ride itself? Comfort, ergonomics.
They seem to have focused on that. The article mentions a plush, hand-stitched leather saddle.
You mentioned the leather earlier. Yeah, plush sounds good for commuting. Right. Should offer decent support. And again, that hand-stitching detail reinforces the luxury feel.
What about rider size? Is it comfortable for everyone?
Well, they mentioned low seat height
Yeah.
of 780 millimeters.
Is that particularly low?
It's reasonably low, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for more riders, maybe shorter ones, to get their feet down flat when stopped. That really helps with confidence, especially in traffic or for newer riders.
Good point. And bumpy city streets, how does it handle those?
It's got an advanced suspension system,
Hmm.
specifically a single-sided front shock, kind of a Vespa signature look too,
Hmm.
and dual rear shocks.
So, designed to soak up the bumps.
That's the idea. Engineered to provide a smoother, more comfortable ride, even when the road surface isn't perfect.
Okay, so it sounds like a premium experience all around, not just visually. Let's get into the nitty-gritty from that specifications table. We've got the engine, power, torque, top speed estimated at 105 kilometer.
Right, so about 65 millimeter reinforces that urban focus.
Fuel tank is 8.5 liters, fuel efficiency around 40 kilometers.
That's pretty decent efficiency. But that tank size should give a good range between fill-ups for city use.
Dry weight, 120 kilograms. Seems fairly light.
Yeah, that should make it feel quite nimble, easy to handle in tight spots.
Seat height, 780 millimeter again. Disc brakes front and rear, which is good. Suspension we covered.
Yeah.
And then the price, estimated $12,000.
Yeah, that's the big number, isn't it?
It really is. And that leads perfectly into the competitor comparison the article provides. It pits the Vespa against the Piaggio Liberty S150 and the Honda SH300i.
Right, and the differences are stark, especially in engine size. Vespa's 125cc, the Liberty's 150cc, and the Honda is way up there, 279cc.
And that obviously impacts power. Vespa's 12 HP, Piaggio 14 HP, and the Honda jumps to 24 HP.
Big difference. Same story with torque and likely top speed. The Honda will be significantly faster.
Interestingly, though, the Vespa's weight at 120 kilograms is kind of in the middle. The Liberty is lighter, the Honda heavier. Seat heights are all pretty similar.
True. And the Vespa actually has the largest fuel tank of the three at 8.5 liters compared to 6 for the Liberty and slightly less for the Honda too, I believe, though it's not listed right here.
But that price gap, $12,000 for the Vespa versus about $4,500 for the Piaggio and maybe $7,500 for the Honda. Wow.
That's the crux of it. The article basically argues the Vespa isn't playing the same game. It's not competing on raw power or even necessarily value for money in a traditional sense.
So what is it competing on?
Refinement,
Yeah.
style, exclusivity, that smooth urban performance we talked about, the efficiency, the quietness. It's prioritizing the experience and the statement over sheer speed, unlike, say, the more powerful SH300i.
So you're paying a huge premium for that design, the limited status, the brand name.
And the materials, yeah.
Yeah.
That hand-stitched leather, the unique paint, the detailing. The article contrasts this with the more utilitarian approach of the competitors. They're great scooters, practical.
But not really fashion accessories or collector's items.
Exactly. The Vespa 946 Snake is positioned almost as functional art.
Yeah.
You're buying into that whole aesthetic, the heritage, the Italian design flair.
Though it's interesting that some practical points, like the low seat and the bigger fuel tank, are actually competitive or even better.
Right. It's not all style over substance. The article notes those practical advantages for city riding, easier handling for more people, fewer stops for gas, compared to the Liberty at least.
Okay, that clarifies the positioning. So let's quickly summarize the advantages the article lists for the 946 Snake.
Sure. Number one, that iconic, exclusive, serpent-inspired design. It's unique, limited edition.
Hello.
Number two, the advanced iGet engine. Smooth, efficient, quiet with that start and stop tech.
The refined performance.
Third, the cutting-edge tech features. Digital display, smartphone link, the anti-theft immobilizer.
Modern conveniences and security.
Fourth, luxurious comfort and ergonomics. That plush leather seat, the accessible low height.
Sort quality.
And finally, overall eco-friendly and efficient performance tailored for the city.
Okay, sounds like a curated package. But what about the downsides, the drawbacks?
Well, the elephant in the room is the price. Significantly higher than competitors. That's the biggest hurdle.
Definitely.
Then, the relatively limited engine power and top speed compared to others, especially that Honda SH300i. If you need more punch, this isn't it.
Right, not for everyone.
Also, while comfy for commutes, the article suggests it might not be the best choice for really long rides. Ergonomics and maybe fuel range, despite the tank size, could be limiting factors.
Okay.
Availability could be an issue too, being a limited edition. Finding one might be tricky.
Scarcity again.
And lastly, the potential for higher maintenance costs, which often comes with premium high-end vehicles.
All fair points to consider. It's definitely a trade-off. Now, the article also covers some FAQs. Let's run through those. Price.
Estimated $12,000,
Yeah.
justified by the exclusivity, design, materials, tech.
Good for beginners.
Yes, the article suggests so. Lightweight frame, low seat height, make it manageable.
Compared to the Honda SH300i again.
Vespa, luxury, exclusivity, refined city ride. Honda, more performance-focused, powerful, different priorities.
Fuel efficiency.
Estimated around 40 kilometers per liter, pretty good for city use.
Okay, for long-distance rides.
Primarily designed for urban commuting. Probably not the top choice for touring.
Unique design aspects. One more time.
Serpent inspiration, that special metallic paint, the scale detailing hand-stitched leather seat. Very distinct.
And modern tech on board?
Yep. Digital cluster, smartphone connectivity, anti-theft immobilizer, all present.
All right. We have definitely taken a comprehensive look at this 2025 Vespa 946 Snake, thanks to this article. What's the final verdict, the main takeaway?
I think the key thing is that the 946 Snake occupies a very specific premium niche. It's really more than just a scooter. It's a statement piece.
A blend of that classic Italian style, modern tech, and luxury comfort, aims squarely at the city rider who values exclusivity.
Exactly. It's a limited edition offering for urban mobility. You accept the high price and the, let's say, modest top-end performance.
In exchange for something truly unique, stylish, and refined for city streets.
Precisely. Its appeal lies in its design, its craftsmanship, its limited nature, and that eco-friendlier urban performance profile. It's for a rider who sees their transport as an extension of their personal style.
You know, that brings up a fascinating thought to leave people with. What does it really say about maybe our shifting values in city transportation when a scooter becomes less about pure utility and more like a lifestyle accessory, almost a piece of writable art?
That's interesting. Makes you think about the role of design, branding, and emotion in things we usually consider purely functional. How much is the experience worth?
Right. What value do we put on standing out, on that connection to an object beyond just getting from A to B? Something to chew on.
Definitely food for thought.
Well, this has been a great deep dive. Hopefully it's given everyone a clearer picture of the 2025 Vespa 946 Snake.
Hope so.
And who knows what other fascinating things are out there waiting for a closer look. Join us next time to find out what we uncover in our next deep dive.